Enrique, what are your biggest 3 complaints about the way Americans play bossa nova music?
Oh boy. Well, number 1, playing the bass line.
Come on, that sounds great.
Sacrilegious. Number 2 is not listening to enough bossa nova records that were recorded in Brazil. Number 3, not anticipating chords in the right spots. The last one would be improvising over bossa nova just using a bop language.
We're going to cover it all and give you some tips on how to navigate these 4 sacrilegious ways to play bossa. And if you think that Enrique and I are just as good at teachers as we are handsome, give us a subscribe.
Bossa Nova started in 1959 as a movement in Rio de Janeiro, mostly in Copacabana. It was a elite movement of composers that did go to school and learn music, and that brought together the influence of cool jazz mixed with the tradition of samba canção, which is mostly like the Brazilian version of bolero, or like a really slow samba. Bossa Nova artistic movement was actually quite short. It lasted from around 1959 to the early 60s. 3-4 years. The dictatorship in Brazil started in 1964, and then there was kind of an urge, and people felt the need to have music that was a little more politically engaged or describing what was happening in society. And the whole idea of bossa nova, of describing the beach and the sun and the boat, didn't make sense anymore. Okay, but still the innovations that we get from bossa nova are fantastic. And the main one, some of the main innovations come from João Gilberto, the guitar player from Bahia. First, the voicings are way more unique. The comping is different. The sense of rhythm is a little different. So maybe we can talk a little bit about those.
Yeah, it's
okay?
it's like taking a warm bath. It's so soothing.
So here's one important thing. If you ever go to Brazil and you're a bass player, do never play bossa nova like this.
That's how I would do it.
The Brazilian police will deport you and send you on a never-ending conga line to hell. Generally, bass lines have to accompany the way surdo, the big bass drum in samba, operates. Mostly quarter notes, something like this. That's it, much better. If you want to add a little bit of swing, what you can do is play the beats 1 and 3 a little shorter, like this. And then you can have the tiny little ghost note. Pip, dum, pip, dum, pip, dum, dip, dum, pip. Second thing is, I think it's fascinating to try to learn how to play some guitar and some bossa nova guitar, so you learn the finger picking technique. We try to always accent the end of 4 when we're playing. So we try to change chords always at the end of 4. That creates that fun, that interesting syncopation. So a simple way of playing this on guitar is you can start with a chord like a C major 6-9 here. Notice I'm not trying to do.
Yeah,
that's criminal. Try that on a guitar, But the thing is, it only becomes fun once you start accenting the end of 4, Like now.
beautiful.
What do you think about my guitar skills?
I think that they're quite impressive.
Here's on the piano. So there's a lot of anticipation. Listen to João Gilberto. João Gilberto is a great, he has a 1961 album that is considered by many purists to be the quintessential kind of João Gilberto Bossa Nova record. But you can also hear that when he plays with Stan Getz in his Getz Gilberto album. It's really fun to listen to João Gilberto's playing, trying to guess when he's about to anticipate and when not. And you will notice that he's actually playing with you a lot. He's kind of teasing the audience. He pretends he's going to anticipate and then he kind of takes a step back, so you never know when he's going to do it. And sometimes he keeps that syncopation going on for so long, like that after some time you even start to lose track of where your downbeat is, which is kind of the fantastic thing about this style of playing. Here's some more albums I would recommend, okay? Number 1, Elise Tom, 1971. Elise Tom, Elis Regina and Tom Jobim. Jobim is normally known for his earlier compositions like Girl from Ipanema or Wave, but he has orchestral pieces that are so sophisticated and beautiful and gorgeous. So I strongly recommend checking out like a song like Passarim. Incredible harmony where he uses like Villa-Lobos inspired chords. It's basically classical music. I would say many albums by contemporary singer-songwriter Rosa Passos are fantastic. The playing is so beautiful. She's a guitar player too, and it's just so, the finesse is right there, and the way she displaces melody is so beautiful. I strongly recommend that too. Johnny Alf is also a predecessor of many of the Bossa Nova artists, who was a jazz pianist as well. Has a great album, 1961, he recorded something great. João Gilberto has 1959, the Chega de Saudade, that's considered to be the first big Bossa Nova record ever. And that leads me maybe to the last step of what I wanted to say, which is how do you improvise over that, Because I think this is a common misconception. People think that if you just improvise with bebop language over this, as you would do on a jazz ballad, that it works, and that's basically what Stan Getz did when he recorded with João Gilberto. But I don't think that's the most effective way of improvising.
It almost inputs too much information, just like our last video where we're sort of highlighting those small differences between changes in chords. Adding bebop language is just really overcomplicating something that is absolutely beautiful in its sophistication and its simplicity.
There is this big, beautiful dialectic that happens in most Latin American music styles out there, which is that conversation between rubato and rhythmic improvisation. But when you go and check out some of the melodies, they're so lyrical and they're very floaty, and they're floating over the grid, almost as if they were completely rubato, with the exception of some moments where it nails down the grid. Very loose, very rhythmic. So there's always a lyrical phrase, and then there's something that highlights the rhythm. I recommend for people who want to practice that to do one-note solos. One last exercise that I I thought that could be really good even if you're not a pianist or guitarist, is to try to only play on offbeats. Create a melody that's only on offbeats.
So if the quarter note's like this, offbeats would be like. Something like that.
It's like it's made for you, Tim.
I know. This is why I hang out with you.
So again, this is good. If you can sustain that for a long period of time, you will start to. I think many times when we start to do this exercise, we feel the urge to resolve that offbeat into some sort of a downbeat at some moment.
Don't do it.
And if you practice this for long enough, you start to just feel comfortable never resolving.
It's like a never-ending vacation when you're always playing on the offbeats. So not only did we get a lesson from a Brazilian who's a world-class pianist who teaches at Juilliard, he also played guitar and wore his coolest Bossa Nova hat. I think we got a good deal here today.
Good, Tim. We can join now the conga line.
If you're new to Bossa Nova or you're a longtime fan, let us know in the comments. Let's talk about it. Share some of your favorite recordings.
If you have any other genres that you'd like me to cover, just leave a comment down in the comment section, and I'll be there in the conga line waiting for you all.